Bonded one, the very boundaries of civilization. Beyond the passage of our highways, lie the war upon each other. You cannot pass into the
I am beaten, left to rot among the ruins of the past. There are others here, slaves, bandits and cannibals, exiles from lands I've never heard of. Some of them try to scrape a life from the wasteland, scrabbling in the rocks and sand for their own place. I cannot go on. The life
Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? Mute that again. I could at least hear myself this time. Well, we have to get a lot of this so we can get some clothes. Just waiting for a comment for somebody that is better. I don't expect a big amount, a huge amount of people. Don't know what we should call it. I don't expect many people to come listen to me on YouTube. I haven't been around for a long time. So, but gives it a couple of minutes more and we will start talking about everything. By the way, happy Halloween to everybody. No, it's a little late, but well, Again, I haven't really been around on YouTube. Woohoo, we gained a level. Worker bee. I don't have any mods, so they apparently added bees. Yay, we can make this. Not. I can make that. I can make that. I can make that. And I can make that. And I cannot make that, but swine. Make like 20 swine. Nice. So Rito, if you can hear me, just let me know. That would be nice. I think you're the only one watching, so... I like the thing they have added on the moon. That thingy. So let's go to Discord and just tell everybody we're live now. We are live now. Let's go to there and tell it to Steve. Vicious. Yeah, I don't expect them to show up, but at least I told everybody. And add sweet, and then I'm ready. Where do we have? We have Twitter there. Street. There. Yes, now I can hear you. Happy Halloween to you too, Wolf. Yes, I can hear you good. Are you still at Misfits Discord? Yeah, I am. Last I checked, at least. They could have kicked me out for inactivity or something. I don't know. Or because I'm not always online. A lot of the time I see people have streamed or gamed or something when I get up in the morning. Trying to make sure I have a decent sleeping schedule thingy. With other words, I was kind of tired of always be tired. Actually, let's put you back on 2. So, yeah. I hate that I always feels like it takes an hour or 2 for the chat on YouTube. I know I'm not good at that kind of technical stuff, so it's probably my own fault. But at least for me it seems like the Twitch chat is faster. Axe at 3, you're going to be on 2. And attribute, no, yeah, we have some points, don't we? 3 points. I want 3 points there. Weapons. Level 4. What about survival? Oh, so you start with that, so I should be able to make that. Okay. Bed is level 4. Campfire. Why not? Unlock. Yep. Before. Oh, thank you so much. Before last year, it was last year when I spent a lot of time in Project's Discord, and all the way through until middle of this year or something, I was up all night to like 4 or 5 a.m. I jumped into people's streams. I said, hey, I got invited to a lot of communities. Then I hit a bad period and didn't really sleep much, and my schedule was totally weird and stuff like that. And I decided that should not be the case anymore. What level am I actually? I am level... It says I'm level 4. Oh, I also just got a new point there. 4. Feats. Weapon. Unlock. Inventory. U. Stone. Okay. So, let's see. We have been going. I don't know if it counted the first part where we had sound problems. But otherwise, we have been going for like 13.5 minutes or something. So I think we can start by talking about the future of the channel. By the way, this is not going to be a long stream, and as soon as I'm done talking about everything, I will probably log off. Have to go that way. So I'm not going to rush through it, and if there's any questions, I will answer them in between sections, so that I say something, then I will wait a little, see if there's any questions, and then I will talk about the next thing. Ooh, we gained another level. Attributes. Oh. Reset! Nope, don't care. I want points in that. I love to use the bow. Don't care about the shield. Want the bow. Anything here I want. I want the bed at some point, but that can wait. Construction, let's take you. So, let's get started here. I will let this stay up as a video, so everybody that missed something can go back and see it again. So, the future of the channel. Any questions? Sorry. Gaming is not going to be the main thing going forward on the channel. And yeah, there might not really be much going on the channel moving forward for a little while. And that was that. Bye. Have a good day. Oh, don't worry. I have a lot more. On that note, I will still be streaming on Twitch. Current schedule is Monday. I have a little later stream. It's a solo stream, and currently we're playing Half-Life on Mondays. Tuesday is currently Sea of Thieves. It's one of the days where I'm probably going to play Ashes of Creation in 2020. As things are looking right now, I'm not going to get early access. There will be those open for everybody. That is more or less, what do we call that? Battle Royale. And other things they're testing. There's talk about those getting opened in the next couple of weeks, but in this month. So I might give it a try, but the actual game itself is not coming out before, they say before 2020, but they have betas around December, if I don't remember wrong. So let's just say 2020. That's also easier to remember. I do have a referral link. I share that sometimes on my Twitch. And that is just where if you spend money, I can get a little kickback and thereby make the subscription. So it's like World of Warcraft, but no bucks cost, but monthly pay. So that can get cheaper for me. So that is Tuesday, Thursday, because Wednesday is a relaxing day at this point, because I have meetings Wednesday. And Friday is another later stream. This Friday, actually, that will be tomorrow, we are going to play some Myst, because it's just been Halloween. Kind of makes sense for me to play that, in my opinion. Saturday, again, one of those streams that is probably going to be an MMORPG, like Ashes of Creation. And Sunday, relaxing. Some Fridays will not be any streams. That's when I'm go see my daughter. That's one time every other month, so yeah. But yeah, that leaves us with YouTube. So far I don't see any questions, but I'll have to scroll down here so I can see the rest of my cheat sheet. So now we're actually getting into the news about YouTube. And I just want to what would that be in English? Yeah, all of you, rest assured I'm working on getting some content out here. But it's just not going to be what you all think. Of course I can make a gaming video, like right now we're streaming, telling you some information. We're having a game running, because I have some problems with the way I was doing with the face cam. It screws up the sound. Apparently my external sound card thingy, the one where my mic is connected to, don't like Elgato, so apparently that's a problem. So, but yeah, I totally understand if there's no question or if you're confused at this point, but I'll get into the more specifics. So all of this brings me to the idea I have. I've been working on this. I have forementioned my Asperger's and ADD, and I don't really am good with spontaneous things. Ouch. Stamina. Come on, stamina. this would have been so much easier if I ouch. So close. Well, I don't think we're dying, but well, we got one piece of. Oh yeah, I should have used the axe. You craft one. Let's place that there. One piece of meat. Little bit. Oh, fuel. Let's use that for fuel. Might there be any fixes on the audio video box in the future? Audio video box? With audio video box. So the problem I had last time was an editing mistake. I am always trying to increase the quality of audio and video. So it might be that you think it's perfect in one video, and the next video you just think, what the fuck? And that's, sorry for the language, but that's just me trying to improve and probably did something wrong. The one with the Stream Deck, where I press the button, I have to cough, I press the button, it mutes. And I press the button and it unmutes. I don't know what it is. I have actually contacted Elgato, and it seems like the buttons can be a bit finicky apparently, so I have to make sure I press it all the way. So just because I feel like I press, it's not necessarily that I pressed if I hit one of the sides. So I have to make sure I press in the middle and all the way down. So I thought it was a bug. I pressed the button. I think I pressed the button. And yeah. Oh, I don't want that timer there. For a timer. Oh, the camera. I am looking into either buying a webcam, so I don't have to use the Elgato, or investing in a better of those sound card thingies I put my XLR microphone into. The problem here is there's some research I will have to do, and of course the price. In my meeting yesterday, I actually asked to get an early pension. It was those people, those that also give me the money I get now, that I had a meeting with. I got a new of those people that handle people. And I asked for an early pension. I don't have the ability to have a job at my current situation, and I have not been ready before lately to accept the fact. And for that reason, I didn't see it as a possibility, and of course with the current law, it's technically not really a possibility for one in my situation. But I asked, and yeah, you ask, you shall receive. She agreed that it could be an idea, so now we are putting together a lot of papers, and that will yeah, then I'm going to talk to some other people that has to decide. Made that way so you cannot cheat. So the person that handles your case cannot allow you to get this. It has to be someone else, so that you cannot cheat the system. Someone that don't know you and can look objectively on the case. Yeah. See, the problem is the quality going to be good enough? I have a camera that cost me more than 3,000 Danish. With all the lens and all of that. So the question is, would it be better to invest 1,500 in a new sound card and probably, of course I will have to do the research to be as sure as I can that it will not have any problems with the Elgato. I think I will have to go that way at some point, just to see what it is, if we continue to play. But yeah, it's kind of, should I spend 1,500 on one thing or the other thing? Both of the things I'm looking at cost around that, the same amount. Of course I can get sound cards that cost more than my entire computer setup at my YouTube setup. Table, monitors, everything, and camera. But that would not be necessary, and that's to handling a lot of instruments and multiple microphones and all of that. But would it be worth it to upgrade that? Would that otherwise also give me better sound for the microphone? Because otherwise, buying a full HD 60 frames per second webcam, even though webcams will never be as good as the camera I have. If you can get a job part-time or full-time, like and nowadays, yeah, any kind of idea what the impact is? It is going to be on your state support if you can get a job part. Well, the problem is I mentally cannot have a job. My anxiety is like this. I go into, let's say they force me out to a job. That's the other possibility. If I don't get my early pension, they're going to force me out to what they call I don't know if there's an English word. I'm going to work, but I'm not going to earn any money. Thingy. So I can try to get back to the workforce. I'm going to meet up first day. Whoever is there where I'm supposed to work, they say hey. I don't really like that because we don't really say hey in Denmark. But they say hey. And I will stand there shaking, turn around and go back home due to my social anxiety. One thing is, I am at this point so far along, and I found out that YouTube and now Twitch is helping me, and I can now keep myself together enough to press the button, go online, talk to you, and not necessarily end my day after 2 hours. But I'm not at the point where I can go to the store I have done it sometimes. Go to the store. I always talk about it due to the way it is. And then I normally have my stream. The rest of the day, I sit in a bed under my blanket, or whatever you call the thing you sleep with, crying. Literally. Not figuratively. I'm literally sitting and crying. And from the time I get home to the time where I say, now I need to start the stream, I'm sitting in the bed crying because I had to go down to the store. It's better than it was before I started all of this. But the problem I have is the anxiety. I go down, I have to actually talk to people, and it ruins the day for me. I'm not having a good day most days where I have to go to the store. One thing is that I can now... Yeah, I got friends at my streams. Nowadays I can talk to people in my streams and not have to go to bed after that. When I started all of this, I could not. I can now go down to the store, and if I really have to, I can get it together and do something the rest of the day. But it doesn't change the fact that my day is ruined. Well, enough about me, even though everything is about me. I'm so smart and cool and... Sorry. Yeah. I want to talk a bit about the idea I have for the YouTube thingy. So I've been working on it for a long time due to the fact that it is my channel for some weird reason. I think it's because I created it, but I'm not sure. I forgot. Yeah, I have been working on this due to my mental illnesses. I have been working on it for some time, not been ready to talk about it because I kind of want it to be perfect, and I want to work on the idea in my head and get it to a point where I have more or less a finished product. Not that I know how to create the product. Let's call it a product. We're talking about videos. Or maybe streams. But I think it will be videos. At least in the beginning. So my more or less finished product that I don't know how to create, and that I really want a webcam for, or other system for my camera, or find a way to fix the problem with the Elgato system that I'm using at the moment. But this entire project that I have is all about the community. And now you might think all about the community. You have a project, you want to make a video, and it's all about the community. Yeah, don't worry, you will be even more confused in a second. So far, when I'm trying to talk about it, I call it wolf talk. Maybe wolf talks. I don't know what it should be, or even if it should be any of those. And all about the community, well, I call you wolves. Multiple. More than one. And the show should be wolf as in one. So that's really confusing. But I'm sure, it's serious, it's all about the community. Of course, we will have to start at some point. So let's start at the beginning. Week 1, first ever episode. I'll talk about the rules and what will happen if you break the rules. Still not talking that clearly with my teeth, especially lately because they're pretty loose at the moment. I will end. Remember, this is only hypothesis. I cannot pronounce that word apparently. The things I mention as the topics. Well, yeah, there will be rules. Otherwise, we will fall down in anarchy, and everybody will get killed by each other, and then there's no community left. Literally. I really think some of the topics I have thought about would make people kill each other. But yeah, rules, and then we will end that week by me saying my thoughts and beliefs on a topic. So here's the example. We finished talking about the rules. We're still at week 1. Yeah, Rito has no rules. He just gets along. So I don't know if there will be shout outs in the week 2 for people in week 1, but that's an idea I have. But since we didn't have anything before, because it's the first time, I am also thinking about having a week 0 where it's just the rules, no topic. But that didn't make sense in my head because we still need a topic. So I will add the topic for the next week on that week. After all the rules, I might take a break. Then let's say we are talking Bigfoot in week 2. So I will end week 1 by saying my beliefs on all that Bigfoot stuff is, as an example, 80% of all the sightings is mistaken identity, and the rest I think this and this and this. Then on Discord there will be a text chat where you can link stuff. Everything that has nothing to do with the topic will be removed. There will also be a Discord text chat where you cannot link stuff. That is all about suggesting things, future topics. So don't have to could you talk about blah blah in that specific chat. That specific chat is then going to be emptied, cleared out, everything removed. Or maybe I will call it after the topics, but then again at some point we will have like 1 million different Discord channels. So I think I'll empty it out, simply delete every message, and then start from a clean slate next week. So we get to week 2, and our topic was Bigfoot. So the rest of the community takes a stand on this, more or less. They say, well, I believe, and here is why I believe it. Here's a link to a video, maybe. And I saw this video, and I think it makes sense. I keep hitting my mic. And if my... Well, I will start out by saying that this was my beliefs. Maybe actually take the actual, what I said, clip the ending 2 or 3 minutes from the week before and say, well, this is what I believed, and maybe I believe the same, but these people actually tried to convince me of something else, and I totally see it from their point, blah blah blah. And we have to have the blah 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 in there. And next week's topic is maybe about something that happened in the news. Let's say, to keep it on the good side, there can be bad things happening in the news, remember that. But let's keep it at the good side. Let's say that some royal person from, I don't know which country. Oh, let's say England. They're having a baby. It has been worldwide in all the news. I wouldn't care, but that's the point. I would need to care. So my thoughts about that would, the topic would probably be that there has been so much in the news. What did we miss about other stuff? What should we spend this much time on royalty, on news? And then you would say what you feel in that week, and the next week I will say, oh, I totally see it from your point. You come from this and this country, you don't have royalty, you don't think we should spend money, time, you don't even understand why we still have royalty, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe you, because you didn't come from a country with a king or a queen, you thought that we wasn't democratic or something like that. So what did we learn, more or less? And this is where I think about using, remember we're still in week 2. No, we are technically in week 3. Never mind. I'm thinking about putting shout-outs to people that either changed my mind or got their mind changed. So let's say Steven don't understand how royalty works because he's American and he don't have royalty. It's a good example. But maybe he changed his mind. Maybe he thought it was a bad idea and suddenly he thinks it's a good idea after talking to people. The whole thing is about talking to each other, which is a problem for me and which is one of the reasons I'm doing all of this. So Steve got his mind changed, so I say shout out to Steve. On the screen you see the messages that actually made him change his mind. So he thought it was a bad idea because he didn't understand it, and somebody explained it to him in a way that he understood it. And of course, this is not just saying, oh, Steve did good. This is also the other person. So far, nothing wrong and not that many rules we actually need to have. Yeah. Morty, it's a new project I have. Nice. I might come watch you after if I still have energy. This will probably take another half an hour to an hour, but it's an idea I have for a future project that I've been working on for YouTube, since I switched my streaming to Twitch. Yeah, let's return to it. So far, we don't need many rules for those topics. Most people would be able to keep it civilized. But let's see, I see or read something new, let's see, from National Geographic. They might have found a religion that helped inspire Christianity. There is some Christians that wouldn't believe. I'm not saying every Christian. Some Christians, they believe that the earth is only 3,000 years old, and this religion happened 5,000 years ago or something like that. Maybe me personally, maybe it's not even National Geographic, maybe me personally think this has inspired it. Then we begin to get into something more serious, religion. So for that reason, we need to have very strict rules. So if people cannot, and the rest of my Discord is not allowed to talk about all of this. It's all about this specific week is that week's channel, nothing else. So this person, if the person that believes something else is beginning to say bad things, sounds bad to say, be mean about it, that he's not having the same belief. I want people to at least get a warning. Not a warning every week. One warning from my moderators. And I'm thinking about adding more moderators. And the mod chat will be much more filled, because if you give somebody a warning, you in mod chat tell what the person did and that you actually gave them a warning for it. If anybody complains, I will look at the mod channel. If I agree that the warning and therefore the new thing he did was out of line, they're just out. And if I disagree, then the new thing is the warning. Well, nothing really happened except that I haven't been on YouTube, because I'm not gaming on YouTube anymore. A lot of my favorite channels are working on getting away from YouTube due to the fact that the average amount of new subscribers and the money they used to get, all of that is going down and down and down and down and down. I thought, well, I'm a small channel, it's just me, so I try to work through it. And I'm not trying to be negative. I figured it out, and I found out that it's due to the big companies. They don't want nudity, they don't want violence, and all of these things. So it's hard for YouTube to find people that want commercials on gaming videos. And some games are okay, some games are not okay, but all of it affects people. So I'm switching to Twitch. I have switched to Twitch full time. I still want to do something on YouTube. So it's going to be these more vlog style videos. And I'm just talking about it as... so people on YouTube that's not on my Twitch know what I decided to do with YouTube. I felt like since they're here, they decide to know what I'm doing. Most of the time. Yeah. Well, I went from earning around 50 Danish crowns in average a month. I know it's only like $10. To nothing. To working myself up. When they added you had to have such and such many overall views to begin to earn around the same amount, to earning nothing again. I still have, and the worst is, in Denmark you cannot get paid out unless you have a minimum of 600 Danish crowns. But the combined 8 months I earned money on YouTube, I have 400 and something, which brings it to an average of 50 Danish. That's how I figured it out. And I cannot get the money paid out because it's less than 600. Before they added that, oh, you need a minimum of, what is it? The first time they changed it, it was 10,000 views. 50 Danish in euros is 50 divided by around 7. Yeah, it's around 6.5, 7 euros. All the beginning where people started talking about the apocalypse was just after I started. And then I worked through it, got to 10,000 combined views. And then it worked for a couple of months, and then they changed it and said, oh, now you need a minimum of 1,000 subscribers and such many minutes watched over the last year. I don't have the 1,000 subscribers. And I thought, well, I'm just working through it. And then I saw I haven't, the people I watch don't say, oh, we don't earn that much. But I think it's fun to sometimes go in and look at what is it called? You know, where you can see the how many people you get in average every month. Not your view counter, your sub counter. And I do that for some channels, Crojack things, all of it is because he changed stuff, because he don't want to say it's other people's fault. But it's not just Crojack. Captain Sparkles switched to make reaction videos. PewDiePie has switched, and none of them is saying it's due to the changes they have made. But if you go in and look at the average subscribers they get over a long period of time, the average new subscribers they get is going down for every channel that is making gaming stuff. Some of them make new channels where they make new stuff. Some of them take their main channel and make other kind of videos, and then they grow again. So for that reason, I've decided Twitch is made for gaming. It's not made to be a vlogging channel, even though you can vlog on it. It was created to give gamers a better platform for games. With that in mind, every time you make want to make commercials and put them on there, they inform you that this is a gaming site. The main amount of money they get in is from gaming. Yeah, I know Twitch is more than just gaming. It was created for gamers. It has grown. We have vlogs on Twitch now. We have, I've actually seen people do beauty things on Twitch. But if you go in and read about Twitch, what was Twitch? All the way back from the beginning, and that was one of the things I didn't like about Twitch. Well, first couple of times I tried to watch people on Twitch, I didn't like their communities. And me being ignorant said, well, I don't like how things are. Because just when Twitch started, they didn't have any way to moderate it unless you had moderators. Now they have a lot of those automatic features that YouTube also have. And you can stream whatever, they don't care. But the people that come to them and say, oh, here is 100,000, we want to run this ad, knows that it's gaming. Cola don't go to Twitch and say, we don't want, what's it called? We don't want our commercials put in the same light as violence and blah, 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 blah. So don't do gaming. They go to them and say, well, we don't want violent games. And then Twitch library over which games get most views per streamer and most streams. They can then compare those. They are public knowledge. You can go in and see both time and place. So the way they do it is according to one of my friend's father that has a company that manage commercials for Danish companies, is that they say, well, we don't want violence. But these games actually, a lot of people watch them, and they are more cartoony, so that game is okay. But this game has a lot of blood and a lot of things we don't want to be socialized with. We don't want that game. And when Twitch then sets up, apparently they can say, click yes, a little like on and off. That game, not that game, that game, not that. So, but he spends a lot of time for the specific clients that he handles, watching at, yes, he stands for YouTube and Twitch, online commercials. But he looks at which game get most views. Do these games actually conflict with our clients' wishes? And stuff like that. But YouTube don't have that feature. You say we don't want violence, and they say, oh, that game has PvP. Yeah, we don't push that on gaming. Hello there. So, well, that was my little rant about that. It's things I have... Hey, Steve. It's things I have been looking at. I could be wrong. Remember, this is me trying to do some research and then saying, oh, maybe not. Yeah, Morty, I also thought I earned a lot less than I did. I very rarely went in, but I tried to go into my AdSense because I thought there's no money there. Let's empty it. Let's do nothing. Let's announce to people that I'm totally stopping YouTube. And then suddenly I found out I had 400 Danish crowns. I cannot get them due to not having 600. Then I went back and checked how many months did I get. And according to AdSense, it's 8 months. And I have 400. And that means 50 Danish a month. So it's kind of weird. Where did we get to? I like that we are halfway through more or less and there's people. Don't worry, I will give a quick summary of what's going on when I'm done with my topic here. So if you miss something, I will both answer question doing this and give a quick summary after. So where... Yeah, I am currently at the point where I'm figuring out the specifics of how I want to record videos and other small details about this entire new project. I want to get it out to all of you as fast as possible so everybody can watch it and make fun of me. Sorry. I am trying to be comical. I think that's the right way to pronounce it in English. And I have no idea what we're doing here. So currently I'm making a platform. 2 more, I think. Then we can begin on walls. Let the roast start. Yeah. I've looked at it. There's some things I need to figure out as the camera and sound thing is. When I set my camera to my computer at the moment, I lose sound on the microphone. So I need to fix that. And the last month is... So I already took the decision like 2 weeks after my operation. So last month I have worked specifically towards improving my editing with the thought of these specific videos in mind. I will, as soon as I'm ready to, upload test videos. No topic, it could be Conan. But I don't think it will be because it's hard to find other things, video clips and stuff like that, that explains something. But it could be Conan. I will not disregard the fact that it could be. actually, let's use that. Use that. So, let's get back to this. The end there. So, the things I'm afraid of about this entire new project is actually most of all that none of my subscribers, I'm not talking about people like Rito and Steve and Morty, but the rest will stop watching and say, well, that was not what I signed up for, without actually giving it a chance. If they don't like it, they can leave. That is totally fair, and I respect nothing less. I'm afraid that people will not give it a chance. With that in mind, I'm afraid that the time it will take to find a solution on the camera thingy, if I need to spend money on it, get the money, and get to a point where I'm feeling comfortable enough with the editing I'm good enough to do, to start this entire project with to start off one video, maybe a stream, I haven't decided yet, here on YouTube, where we live talk about that week's topic. But I'm afraid it will not be before sometime around the beginning of next year. And then again, since it's a new topic every week, if people don't like the topic one week and don't watch that, it's not the same as they don't like the entire project. So, of course, I have to keep in mind that the entire project, it might take a month or 2 months or maybe a year before I actually have a picture of was this a success or not. So that's things I'm a little afraid about, that I won't keep in mind that I have to wait for a long time and people don't like it and all of these things. Remember, I have social anxiety and I use this as a tool for me to work on that, and I'm very much afraid that I will go back to the way things was before I started this entire YouTube content creator Twitch journey thingy. So for me, it's kind of important that I do my best to get people to enjoy it. Even if we yell at each other, I still haven't figured out all the rules, but yelling will probably be a part of it. Yelling allowed, curse words allowed, being mean not allowed. That was the rules as far as I got at this point. But as long as we can, even if we have opposite opinions, as long as we can stay friends, quote unquote, there's no reason to ban people. But as soon as we begin on hate speech and all of that, then it's not okay. And it's a fine balance. And of course, I will have to talk to my mods at Discord. We have to agree what is hate. Can I make a joke to you without other people see it as hate and report me to me being a random person and you being another random person? Where do we set the line? And that's also the reason I want what should we call it? Warning before we ban people. That's actually a very good question, Risa. I will... The way I'm thinking of it at the moment, I will not be gaming. If we do that, that's one of the reasons I'm thinking about having a weekly stream and the weekly video. The weekly video being Sunday, so we end the week with the conclusion and start the next week off with the question, or what we should call it, of that week, the upcoming week. but a stream Wednesday, because I have my meeting, which is in the way of my Twitch stream, that is early, but a stream around this time, or maybe a couple of hours earlier than this, should be possible. So that's the reason I was thinking about, and that's also one of the reasons we are slowly starting up a Conan thingy here. I wanted to see how it went to have, because we're not talking about the game here. I'm just sitting and talking, so it's a little like a podcast, but with visual effects. And I might, if this grows a bit on YouTube, I might actually do it as a podcast, have the visual, record it, only save the sound, upload the sound to podcast sites, so you can go and listen to it. But it's all about having a quote-unquote friendly discussion about things. So the entire project is kind of the next step for me, more talking, more engaging in the community. Technically it's a multiplayer game, but currently I'm playing it single player. Local game instead of online on a server. What was it we need? Wood. So yeah, a quick summarize just so everybody knows what we're talking about. I was thinking about ending my YouTube. Totally, completely. I had a hard time finding the mental energy to work on both YouTube and Twitch. I wanted to engage more on Twitch. I have added music on Twitch, which means I cannot use my current streams as video on YouTube. It would be demonetized, I would be flagged, I would lose my channel. Why lose my channel if I could just say I quit? That was the very, very, very quick version of it. That was my thoughts. And then I started to think about, I don't want to let all of you down that was a part of my community here. And I know I'm on Twitch every day, more or less. But I didn't want to let everybody down and say, well, you helped me, screw you. Sorry for the language again. But I didn't want to do that. It's not my style. I want to continue. All of the people that have been here, all of the people that is here now, without knowing it, you helped me with one of my biggest mental problems, which is social anxiety. And yes, a stream, even though I'm no longer at the point where I'm sitting and crying after a stream because of an anxiety attack, and I'm no longer having to go out and smoke every 30 minutes. Sorry, I'm a smoker. I'm not condoning smoking, but cigarettes, not anything else. But I'm not condoning that, but I am. And I'm using that very much as a coping mechanism for my anxiety. But right now we have been sitting here for over an hour. I've not been out smoking. I'm not about to go out smoking. I might take a smoke at some point, depending on how long the stream is. But some days I'm sitting 4 hours on Twitch nowadays without smoking. Some days I cannot do that, but it depends on how I'm feeling that day. But everybody helps me. So I would feel very bad if I said, well, screw all of you, I don't care. Because I do care. So what I was thinking, what can I do for the community that do not require me making daily content, helps me engage my community. Oh no, that was wrong. Oh no, mind. Let's get more rock. Something that don't require me to be online every day, but helps me engage with the community and say, well, thank you. Thank you so much for the help. What can I do to do that? So then, of course, I start working. This is before my operation. Already before my operation, I decided to go Twitch. It's easy. I don't have to figure out a thumbnail. even though sometimes I miss the thumbnails, I don't have to figure out a thumbnail. I don't have to do a lot of the stuff that I'm less good at. Really not an artist, if people didn't notice. So, yeah. Then I decided I want to try and do a podcast at some point. What could be a reason to do a podcast? Because we already have a community here on YouTube. And like Quote Jack, I might change my mind again. I might go back to making gaming. Then again, I might never go back to making gaming on YouTube again. But I changed the name. I could have just, again, I feel a little like it would be Screw You All, because I don't have the mental energy to keep up both Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, I think that would be popular. I'm not sure I would be ready. Oh, I throw those off and I needed 2 of them. Is they still over here somewhere? I'm not sure I would be ready to do it. So my middle ground here is my new project. And the entire thing is I will have a topic. It could be social anxiety. And during the week, people are talking on my Discord. We're talking about the topic. So I announce the topic, we talk about the topic, and then there's a conclusion about the topic. And that was my idea. And then work towards me feeling ready to do podcasts. Because that's another thing where I just have to press play. I could actually have a thumbnail that I can use every week for that specific thing. I could have a text document with all the things that need to be there in the description for that specific thing. So, but I decided on my idea was started out as being podcast, but me not being sure how to do it and what to talk about. And while thinking about all of this, I created my new project, which is going to be weekly things. The podcast can even be short and sweet. Well, yeah, my new thing is not going to be sweet, and if I had a podcast about my anxiety, it would definitely not be sweet. But the entire thing, some of you have been here for a long time and watched all the times I've tried to upload a video about me, what I feel, stuff like that. Don't search for them, they're really crappy. I don't know how to do it. Let's be honest. I don't know how to do it. I don't feel comfortable doing it. And I decided to make one. If I had decided this should be one of those videos where I talk about myself, if I should make it today, you would see it sometimes next month. That have been the trend. I don't really do videos about for my at this point what is that called? Patreon. I'm not feeling comfortable about it, so everything will be slowly going the right way, I hope. But I think I would be more comfortable having a topic and talk about it, and then have a dedicated on my Discord channel, text channel, where we can go in and we can say yeah, we can talk about it. I can go and see what people have said, and I can say, well, I agree with you, or I disagree with you. I think so, this and this. Oh, I actually technically agree with this person, but disagree with this little thing he said, was saying in the end, or something like that. So it's all about what I'm comfortable, or feel most comfortable about. Of course, I'm trying to push things a little bit, and pushing things a little bit at a time is the thing that helps me. So we are getting pretty close to where we end. Of course, I will answer questions still. But a little quick summary of what we talked about, how the thing I have been thinking about should be. I got an example. There's a fine YouTuber. He has like 3 YouTube channels, if I remember right, and he does content on Twitch too. He has gaming channel, he has a talk channel for podcast and games and for other stuff. As I did understand, like you do now, he does stream on Twitch, but on YouTube he does video. Yeah. Well, my first idea was that I would share my streams on YouTube, cut them into videos, or make highlights. I want to make the streams more interactive at the same time. So I decided to add this music, but I cannot find a way to cut the music from the game sound, because I cannot find a way to put it on its own track. And therefore I decided to not do that. Otherwise I would have made a new channel, and today I would have told everybody about the new channel. What is it? Captain Sparkles has 5 channels, I think it is. He has Maron Music, Captain Sparkles 2, and some with his real name that is a React channel. So yeah, there is YouTubers that has a lot of channels, but I don't have the mental ability to do it. I tried YouTube and Twitch at the same time, and I don't have a problem. Monday YouTube, Tuesday Twitch, Wednesday meeting, Thursday YouTube, Friday Twitch. I could do that. Yeah, Crow has 1 million channels, yeah. Yeah, Steve, I kind of like the way it is now, where people can suggest. Of course, we need more people in the community. But my Twitch community is, well, I have 25 followers, so small. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There should have been 11. Or we could delete one. No, let's make 11. And 6 that way. Okay, so we need to make 6 more. Well, I have actually met a couple at this point that don't really like Crow that much anymore. I still enjoy him. I'm so happy he's done with Forest. He just wasn't happy anymore, so. Actually, he's more or less stopped being a YouTuber. He's still a content creator, don't misunderstand me. But mostly he's on Twitch. And one of the reasons is because he got contacted by a Twitch personnel, so a talent hunter. And if you read the fine prints of which some creators don't do, he's not allowed to stream games on YouTube, according to it. He became a partner, Twitch partner. But yeah, after he got his daughter money, even though he's not, how to say it, even though he's not trying to say, oh, such and such, money, 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 money. I don't know how to explain it. It's easy to notice that money is a bit more important for him at this point, and I do think it's due to his daughter, because I noticed it after his daughter was born. A little bit up to the point, but he was more like, oh, everything's going to be fine. And now when he realized how expensive it is to raise a kid, it feels like he don't want us to feel like he want money, but he keeps doing things that is better for him in the long run with money. So now there should be 11. And 1, 2. I don't need money. Every time somebody gives me money, I use them. Yeah. Again, I really hope I get my early pension thingy. Since I'm kinda ready to, mentally ready to accept that I'm not able to work. Even though it's still hard and feels wrong. I have accepted I'm not able to work. Yeah, it is right, Rito. We do need money. But, yeah, the other, what is that called? Well, if I'm not getting my early pension, that's probably the worst way to say it, I'm getting forced out to something where I have to work full time, by the way. I might be allowed to do flex time or half time or something, part-time thingy. But still, no support from the government or anything, because they have to save money. So I cannot get a mentor or anything like that to support me in the transition. Just out, work, and not getting paid. That's the part I hate most, even more than the anxiety. But my anxiety prevents me from doing it, and if they force me, I will have to do it, but I cannot do it, and therefore I cannot complete the thing they will ask me to do, and therefore I will lose my money. So for that reason, I'm really hoping I get my early pension. I would rather work. I would love to get the help I need, but they have to save money. Initial start off for one child was about, that's just car seat, stroller and stuff like that. Yeah. It's expensive to have kids. Wolf. So, idea for your YouTube video, stream, or podcast next and first is money. No. I might talk about the Danish system I have lived under since I was almost 18 and started getting money from that. I might talk about my anxiety. So, but as short, we closing up on 1.5 hours, and I wanted to make this a short stream. I'm so good at this. So first off, it's all about the community. Not giving back to the community, not taking from the community. My idea is all about the community. My idea for the name is Wolf, as in me. Talk or talks, whatever sounds best. But it's all about the community. It's what do I believe? And then we talk about what do the rest of the community believe. Then back to me at the end of the next video. Did I get my mind changed? Did you get your mind changed? And then next week's topic. So it's a way for me to engage with the community in a totally uncivilized way where we yell of each other, and as long as we keep it uncivilized in a civilized manner, nobody's getting banned. Kinda. Yeah, keep it short. I want to stream a bit too, and video doesn't allow me to while you are on. Just kidding, of course. Yeah. Well, it is going to be short. I am ending it in just a bit here. I'm just going through emotions. Going through isn't that a song? Never mind. I'm just going through the short version of things, which only have taken like close to half an hour. That's the short version. So week 1, before week 1, I will sit down with my mods, Rito, Steve, Vicious, and talk, write, whatever, about the rules for this specific thing. Not the rules for the community. Not the rules for Twitch. The rules for this specific thing. That would start out being 1 video a week and maybe end up being 1 video a week plus a stream in the middle of the week. When all of that is ready, there will be a text chat. Rules for blah blah blah. And we will have week 1, where I will read up all the rules. Yeah. Of course, microphone. What is a microphone? Is that the same as a microwave? Sorry, just kidding. Never mind. Where was I? Yeah. I will read up all the rules and say, this is the rules. If you break them, you get a warning. This is some other rules. If you break them, instant ban. There will be instant ban rules. That is kind of the same instant ban rules that we have on the rest of the community. If you get a warning, I don't care who tells you the warning. If you get a warning, you have gotten a warning. If you complain, me will go through it and say, I agree with the mod, or you are a bit harsh here. If you get 2 warnings, I will figure out how to do it if it's a direct message from the mod to me. I will assess the situation and throw you the hell out. Unless I disagree then. If I disagree with one, either the warning or the ban, you will have 1 warning because you got 2, but I disagreed with 1, and if I disagree with both, there's nothing. So remember, to get banned due to this project would require warning then they technically ban, then me look through it. So I will have the final say. That's it. Anybody disagrees with that, they're already out. There might be some mods that I will later on, as the community grows, which I hope it will get the allowance to be the final person that has the final say, because I cannot stay up 24/7. That's wrong. That's the amount of days. 7. I cannot stay up for 24 hours. Well, some days I actually can, but the rest of the days. But that's the future. So after I've explained all the rules, these will give you a warning, these will give you an instant ban. I will tell the first weeks, that will technically be the second weeks, because we are at the first week. But the topic, what I believe, let's take, last time I used Bigfoot, so let's take UFOs. UFOs means unidentified flying object. Well, that's kind of what I believe. Well, it's the truth, but I do believe that a decent amount of all sightings are very easily explained, and if people just took the time to call in to air traffic or something like that, they could tell you what it is. Some cases people have actually done it, and air traffic says we cannot see anything on our radar. That could be because it's not high enough. It could be because the material it's made of. It could be a million different things. I do believe there is life in outer space. I don't know if it's bacterial. I'm pretty sure there's bacterial or something like that. You know, microbes. Haven't decided if I believe in intelligent life. And then, that is the topic. Then we end the video, have a good day, blah blah blah. And then we switch over to Discord with a voice chat and a text chat. If you want to suggest stuff, you do it in the suggest text chat where you cannot share stuff. The other one, we have a civilized discussion. You share your video, I share my video, we talk, voice chat, we talk, all of this. And next week I say, well, I actually got my mind changed. Did you guys know that they just found liquid water on Mars? This changes everything. Oh, something like that. Then I'm not sure, but I think the more I think about it, I think I will have a little section in the middle where I show some small text bubbles with what people have said that helped me change my mind, or people that got their mind changed, or whatever. Yeah, that's a good question. That could also be a topic. Who is it that decided we are intelligent life? Personally, I don't think we are that intelligent. We invented the atomic bomb. That was probably not that intelligent of us. But then we get to the second week. We are in the second week, and we have just showed everybody who got their mind changed or something. It will be highlights from the week that I decide to show. Not like a shout out, but like it was actually interesting. So we are now at the end of the second week. We just talked UFOs. So far it's civilized. Nobody gets too hurt. Why do we need very strict rules? Well, let's say I read something, I believe something. Remember, this is just me throwing out things. So, last time, for the why we need rules, I used religion, but let's use flat Earth. Sorry, Rito. Rito might believe the Earth is flat. Steve might believe it's round. Morty might believe it's a triangle. You can see how fast this can get very complicated and people yell off each other. I've seen news thingies on YouTube where a person that believed one thing, yeah, the Earth is an imagination. But two people that believe two different things. I've seen interviews where they start yelling off each other or saying bad things. I don't really mind that. It's a part of this entire way of doing stuff. But it's an instant ban if we begin to use race. We're the same race. When do people realize this? Skin color. On this, the week's discussion is, I don't know what is the reason two people with very close DNA have the different skin colors. On this, that's actually what we're talking about. You get banned. I don't care. If you is in a heated argument and you say something not really at that point, not skin color, but it gets heated, the mods can give you a warning. If you don't calm down, you might say, oh, I really need to take 10-minute break here, a couple of days or whatever. If the mods say, have a warning. Don't begin to attack the mods. That's also instant ban, unless the mods is the one you have the heated argument with. But take whatever time you need to cool down. When the mods or me or even somebody else say, aren't you two getting too heated here? Take a little break. Get back to it. Kill each other. I don't... actually, I care. But, well, go into a multiplayer game and kill each other. That's okay with me. Whoever kills the other person was right in the argument. Really sounds like human intelligence. But yeah, we need to decide what is and what isn't. When you get a warning, I don't know, I am thinking about timer on some of these things. But if you get too many warnings, so my idea second warning actually is a ban technically, but except I need to decide to start out until I find a mod that I think is level-headed enough to do it. It could be my sister, because I don't think my sister will be a part of the community. But if people have a chance to say, hey, Presley, could you look at this and decide? If that's her job, then I think she would do a good job at it. Unless she's the one that people have a heated argument with, then I don't know, because I never have a heated argument with her, so... Let's see. I would like to have those so I can look out. But yeah. It's very fast that we get to the point where I feel like we need those rules, and that's the reason we need those rules. Because I've decided we need those rules. Actually, I don't think we need... So if we do like this and this, we can have a window there, that's where we have the door. And that is the door, so we can have there. And there. Nice. So we need some windows now. And we need stone. So that is my entire idea. And then again, I think all of you were here when I talked about my the things I'm afraid of. There's still a lot of work for me to do before I can start, so to end all of this off, just if people didn't really notice it when I said it before and people watch later and all of that, I don't see myself being ready before hopefully beginning of next year. I will work hard on it and I will try to get it out fast. Be ready to do it, have the rules down, all of that, and there might be some update videos. And I am thinking about adding a stream to this entire project on Wednesdays, so the middle of the week. And remember, the video should come out Sunday. And that's my 2 relaxing days on Twitch. And that's the reason those are my 2. One of them is a meeting and the other one is due to this entire project. So yeah, I don't know, was there anything else I missed? Coming out beginning of next year. Well, if I'm ready, of course it will come out before that. Oh yeah, and the big problem is the camera, because I want my camera so people can see me. And then I want to mix it. It's not going to be a black screen. And the Wednesday stream I'm thinking about adding will be like today, talking with a game in the background. The other ones, the weekly video, will be clips. If we're talking flat earths, there will be some clips in the video about what I have found doing my research. Because my job is to do research. The community's job is to have a civilized, non-civilized discussion, or non-civilized, civilized discussion. I'm not sure about the thingy and what they believe. And let's say the main goal is to change each other's minds. So all the ones that believe the earth was flat will believe it's round, and all the people that believe it was round believe it's flat. That's the main goal. Sounds weird. Yeah, I don't know any better way to explain it. Before I end the stream right now, is there anybody that... Yeah, we need to be open-minded. So do anybody have any questions before we end the stream? Yeah, of course you can start streaming now. I am actually done. I'm just waiting a couple of minutes before I end the stream, just to see if there's any questions. And of course, I will not answer the questions anyway, so... of course I will. You know I'm kidding. At least I hope you know I'm kidding. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I might jump by and say hi when I stop the stream. I will, Morty. There will probably be some things. Oh yeah, by the way, the thingy about help. If people suggest something, my current idea, I don't know how to do it, and I will have to figure out if it's possible. My current idea is to have the person explain it. So actually have guests. And that is one of the reasons I want to have like that extra stream in there. One-off. But nothing is finalized except the project itself that I want to have it. Everybody go watch Morty in his stream. I don't know what you... Any idea what you're going to stream, by the way? I should have asked that. Well, I might send you a long message when we get a bit closer with all the problems I've run into. Boundless grinding / building. Everybody go watch Morty play some Boundless. You will be entertained by his grinding and building. Or maybe his building grinds. No. I don't know what that is. If that actually is a word. Probably not, with my luck. Okay, Morty. Talk to you in like 5 more minutes. Building is nice, but game is not. Okay. Well, I have to admit, I still love Conan. Which I hope most of you know. But I have one simple problem with Conan. I feel like I'm running out of things to do. Of course they add a new dungeon here and a new dungeon there, and it takes like 5 minutes when you max level to run through them. More or less. And that's my problem. Unless you make a new game, you run out of content. Then you have the building, but my computer is not the best in the world and often has problems with me building. Feeds. I need stair and I need door. Unlock stair. Door. Stair. The reason we didn't continue on the game where I had the big tower, by the way, is because I tried to log in and it kept kicking me off and saying I had to check my what is that saying? My files. That there was something wrong with my files. They were broken. So that's the reason I made a new character and a new thing. There's no mods on this. I didn't even change the gathering. So, but I really hope everybody enjoyed and got some nice information. Again, I will do more of these as we are moving forward. Probably Wednesday, where I'm thinking about doing these streams in the future, or Sunday, where I'm planning to do the videos. One of those. So there will be some kind of content, but as I said earlier, gaming is not going to be the main thing going forward on the channel, and there might not be that much. So as long as it's just an update, it might be once a month. I might decide to do it once every other month, which will be December, or once every 14 days, whenever I have enough new stuff. In one of these, there will not be a game. There will be my Word document where you can see all. At this point, I only have a Word document. Actually, it's WordPad. I'm thinking about downloading OpenOffice again and then copy it over to actual Word document and having other things. And I'm also thinking about making my schedule on paper at some point. Yeah, at my time. Yeah, my speed. But yeah. I will keep updating all of you here on YouTube with actual streams. So I'm not dead, but I'm not really on YouTube that much anymore. Again, I hope everybody enjoyed, and I hope to see a lot of you on Twitch at some point. That is a thing we need to have as a topic. Not the skeletons, but WTF and L8R. All this shortising, what people think about them. It's one of the things I want to talk about in one of them. So, but I will end the stream here. See all of you, hopefully, tomorrow on Twitch.